I played Division I basketball at Colgate University. And over my 5-year, 155-game career at Colgate, one stands out as my worst. On March 11, 2020, we hosted Boston University in the championship of the Patriot League tournament.
The Raiders hosted 3-seed Boston University, and Colgate looking for its second straight title.
We were the top seed in the tournament, and we were attempting to repeat our title win from the year before to get back to March Madness. The game was completely sold out, and expectations were incredibly high. I had been having a really good year up to that point, and was shooting over 40% from three. In my mind, we were gonna win. We had to win. There was no other way around it. But we lost. And not only did we lose, but I had 2 points in the game and I shot 0 for 6 from 3. This included some big misses at the very end of the game in which we only lost by 3 points. It was heartbreaking. And other than the last game of my college career, that was the most emotional I've ever been after a basketball game. I loved that team and I felt like I had let everybody down. I didn't know what to do, who to talk to. I didn't want any of it to be real. And then something happened. After the game and we had met as a team, I was sitting on the couch in our locker room and someone turned the TV on to ESPN. There was a headline that read, "Rudy Gobert tests positive for COVID-19. The NBA has suspended all games." That's right. The night of our championship game was the same night that the NBA shut down and the world began to spiral out of control. It was one of those moments in life where I'll never forget where I was. I had just had my worst game in college, we had lost the championship, and the NBA was shutting down all in the span of a few hours. Suddenly, my mind went from worrying about this basketball game to worrying about what was going to happen in the world. If the NBA, this entity that makes millions of dollars, had to go on pause, then what was the rest of my year going to look like? Well, we got an email from Colgate the next morning saying that we were getting sent home for the rest of the semester. And that is a moment I will literally never forget. I vividly remember walking into the dining hall and seeing seniors crying and hugging each other, realizing that they only had a few days left in college. I don't want to get any further into the whole COVID experience. I mean, we all have our own stories of what that was like. But what I do want to talk about is perspective. Because of what happened on the night of March 11th and over the ensuing days, no one really cared that we had lost a basketball game. No one cared that I went 0 for 6 from 3, or that I didn't get over a screen which led to a 3 in the middle of the second quarter. There were more important things to care about. Having perspective is like being able to view your life through a camera lens and zoom way out. When I'm zoomed all the way in on March 11th, I can see myself missing a game-tying 3 with 20 seconds left. I zoom out a little bit and I see that we lost a big game. I zoom out a little bit more and I see the NBA shutting down. A little more and I see the start of day-to-day life being affected indefinitely. And when I zoom all the way out, I see millions of lives being affected during a pandemic. My story of the championship game of my sophomore year is unique, but I think it can teach us all something about the game of basketball. We get so caught up in the little plays, the missed shots, missed box outs, turnovers, that have happened in every basketball game that has ever existed. However, as I've gotten older, I've realized that by reacting less to these little mistakes, I can be more effective as a player over the course of an entire game. Now, of course, it would be great to never miss any shots or never miss a box out or never turn the ball over. But these mistakes are inevitable. If you beat yourself up every time you miss a shot, you will increase your chance of failure in the long run. Instead, try to put it all in perspective. Start to zoom your camera out from a single play to a single game to a single season to an entire career. All of a sudden, that missed shot that you lost confidence over during a random game means absolutely nothing. So why do we dwell on these misses so much when we are in the moment? I think worrying about little things is in our nature as humans. This is why so many of us care so much how we dress or what our hair looks like. We care so much what people think about us when, in the long run, no one's gonna remember what you wore today in 2 days. So I am actually glad that my worst college basketball game happened. Sometimes it's really good to feel so emotional about something that you care so much about. And I absolutely hate that the pandemic happened, but I am glad that it taught me something about basketball and about life. We lost to Boston University in that championship game, but because of the pandemic, they never even got to go to March Madness. They didn't get to have the experience that we had the year before. At first, I was so bitter about losing that game, but the more I thought about it, the more I really felt for these kids that have worked so hard all year just to see the thing they dreamed about not become a reality. Next time you miss a shot and feel yourself getting frustrated or losing confidence, try to zoom out just a little bit. Maybe it will help you realize that it's just a miss. There are times in games where I actively think like this, and it makes me feel better. I remind myself the world hasn't ended, life will go on. I'm always trying to find ways to teach you about increasing your confidence because it's something that I struggled so much with, especially leading up to my college days. So I hope that this story of my own pain and struggle can help you realize that it's just a game. Basketball is something that is fun to do, that you're lucky to get to do every day. Never forget that.